Waging war on corruption. Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network. Big Brother, mainstream media, government cover-ups. You want answers? Well, so does he. He's Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network. And now, live from Austin, Texas, Alex Jones.
You know, I get really bummed out sometimes watching free society torn to pieces, watching criminality grow. Other times I get real cynical and sarcastic as I think about the morons that support all this corruption. They have no idea what they're doing. But the technocrats on top do. Going back to Derek in Ohio. Yeah, Derek, I mean, it is a moral decline. And the big thing is the churches for 50 years have been state-run. The big churches, the glitterbug churches, the CIA with the name it and claim it fake right-wing churches out of Texas that went nationwide in the 70s and 80s teach this prosperity message. They break up families, you name it. They're actually PSYOP officers, a lot of them. That's actually come out in the news before. But a lot of these big preachers in San Antonio and Houston are actually on the government payroll. And if people didn't know that, you just search engine clergy response teams. We broke it, but there's actually newscasts, and it was declassified 7 years ago. In fact, not a lot of them, almost all of them are. And they get off on power trips. They go to meetings. They have ranks. They salute. The lower levels don't. They're just auxiliary spies. And they're bringing the country down. And that's why the Republicans won't do anything about the open border, because they're part of it as well. There's a rebellion by the Tea Party to try to fix it, but that's why they're going to just DEFCON 1 and just lowering the border completely, putting out the call as dozens of trains a day with thousands arrive. And they're going to bring them to every town and then create a whole crisis out of that and then exploit those people as well. So the poor people being brought in from the collapsed regimes are in the same boat as those of us here, but it doesn't matter. They're still being used as a weapon. It'd be kind of like in the Civil War, you know, you might be fighting your brother across the line. Still, they're being ordered and commanded to do things that will bring the country down. They are being politically programmed to vote to end the family, end the Second Amendment, end private property. It's here. They're going to take over. And they're going to blow stuff up and blame it on the Tea Party and come after us. I mean, that's what they're going to do. Now, we've got the boldness to know the enemy's plan. And it's so epic that we're aware of the enemy's operation, have accurately predicted their next moves, and now we could stop them. But people every day see me on the street and they say, thank you, we're glad you're there for us. Listen, brother, I'm here for me. If you're going to be free, I'm going to be free. Everything's connected. And I'm doing this for the future and for justice. And because I have fight and flight. And I never really run. I'm not very good at running. I just tend to always go into fight. And so I'm doing it for you too, but buddy, I'm doing it for all of us. And I need you to get involved as well. I don't care what it is, you better just get moving. I mean, it's that simple. This is a takeover. And the globalists are organized, they got our tax money, and they've got their commanders in place. I mean, Rodriguez is so arrogant on and off the air, where he admits he works for the government and will, you know, put out propaganda to open the borders and stuff. He's probably got a rank as well. I mean, they're trying to hire all the dentists I know through my dad to be in Homeland Security and spy on people, and not for terrorism. I mean, this is a takeover, folks. This is North Korea. Derek, would you like to say anything about that, or you got anything else you'd like to comment on?
Well, I'd like to say that my wife and I are having our first baby, and we feel so blessed, and we realize that there's nothing more important in our lives right now, and I realize my time here is only that. It's not forever. And we were only thinking of our children and our children's future and what kind of world that they're going to be brought up in and what's actually going to happen. This is just so crucial. And to see so many people that they're not young people, they're not interested in having families. They're not interested in having children. They just want to stay children themselves forever, it seems. I'm not trying to generalize all people, of course, but it's really something that I notice. And God just help us all.
Well said, sir. Very, very well said. And just stick together. I mean, they're trying to ban homeschooling in a whole bunch of states, saying you'll get a CPS visit. I mean, it's just incredible.
Man, when I get home from work, all Betty does is watch her reality TV and then she goes to sleep. I can take her on romantic dates, I get her flowers, you name it. She's just not the woman I married.
Oh, Ralph, that's just awful.
Does this seem familiar? Are the honeymoon days of your relationship long gone? If so, consider this: the abundance of chemical additives, pesticides, BPA containers, contaminated tap water, and other toxic substances found in our environment. Experts know our bodies are suffering and being thrown off balance, especially when it comes to your natural systems. Forget synthetic chemicals. Super Female Vitality brings forward key herbs specifically chosen for women's biology without the use of phony additives. Get your bottle of Super Female Vitality today at InfoWarsLife.com, InfoWarsStore.com, or call 1-888-253-3139. InfoWarsLife.com. Live life healthy.
From the water table to our soils to the atmosphere itself, our world is becoming more and more toxic each and every day. But it's not just the air outside that's toxic. Indoor air has been shown to have 2 to 5 times higher concentrations of pollutants than even outdoor air. And most Americans spend 90% of their time inside using toxic chemicals within their homes. There are more than 42 million smokers in the United States. Well over 1,000 types of mold and mildew linked to numerous conditions. And don't forget the fact that 6 million Americans live with pets they're allergic to as well. When I began to research these statistics, it was clear to me it was time to start cleansing my lungs in order to combat the toxic environment that we cannot escape, but that we can fight back against. Made with organic and wild cultivated herbs and manufactured in the USA, the new InfoWars Life Lung Cleanse is here in a convenient spray bottle that can be brought with you throughout any toxic environment. Now available exclusively at InfoWarsLife.com or by calling toll-free 888-253-3139.
City of Austin tap water versus filtered City of Austin tap water.
I can taste dirt in it.
God knows what's in this.
These people just sampled City of Austin tap water straight from the faucet. Next, we had them try a sample of tap water filtered with the ProPure G2.0 filtration system.
That one is better.
Tastes like nothing.
Yep, I know what good water tastes like. It's good water.
Most tap water contains added substances like fluoride, chlorine, glyphosate, and many others. Studies prove that these substances are linked to an assortment of major health issues, including tooth decay, lowered IQ, and even cancer.
It tastes like you're drinking out of the lake when you're drinking tap water.
The ProPure G2.0 filtration system removes these deadly substances, leaving only fresh-tasting, deliciously clean water.
Okay, this is very tasty.
It's good water.
Refreshing.
It's good.
Go to InfoWarsStore.com today. Use promo code WATER and save 10% off your ProPure purchase. Or call 1-888-253-3139.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's worse than I thought.
Waging war on corruption. It's Alex Jones.
It's the time of the season when love runs high. In this time,
ladies and gentlemen, Carmageddon was supposed to happen out in L.A. a few years ago when they shut down one of the major highways for half a day to fix a bridge. No, ladies and gentlemen, Carmageddon didn't happen in L.A. It's happened here in Austin. Obama has been here since yesterday, and there has been nonstop traffic. I-35 northbound, southbound blocked. Southbound this morning, northbound now. We had a guest that was going to be coming into studio, and then a landline, and can't even probably come on air because they can't get out of downtown because Obama was there this morning. The entire city is basically paralyzed with 20 miles of traffic backed up. We have a local news report here where he's out in Manor from about an hour ago with it backed up 20 miles into Austin. And by the way, this is right out by our office. We got to go shoot video of this. 20 miles of the traffic not moving.
Yeah, Alex, the B-roll that we're showing is traffic heading out of Austin towards Manor, a suburb that is nowhere near our metropolitan area as far as any of his planned visits.
And look, the cops are all over. I saw it this morning. He'd already left town. They were just randomly blocking mixmasters and highways just as some act of power. And that's what all of this is. It's just a total domination of the American people. Let's play the audio from some of that newscast. And then I shot some video on my iPhone this morning of the traffic cams, you know, that they have, where it just showed nothing moving on I-35 at 8 a.m. through 9:30 southbound, with them just blocking, waiting for him. And then when he goes through, like he's God, while he goes around fundraising. And again, it gets worse and worse and worse, but he won't go to the border. Let's go ahead and go to that report.
Welcome back to KXAN News at Noon. We are taking a live picture of State Highway 71 and the tollway 130, and the traffic backup there is a parking lot just outside of the airport near the Del Valle area. We assume this is the direction of the presidential motorcade, President Obama.
And again, we've got a bunch of these videos. We've got new ones. We've got ones from when he was here a year ago, ladies and gentlemen. But again, I want to show the ones that I shot on my iPhone today. And again, we actually have video of that. And again, they literally shut down the highways to do this. Okay, let's go ahead now and go to Joe Biggs reporting from Marietta, Southern California with Kit Daniels on what transpired last night. He got an interview. The video's up on Infowars.com. with the hundreds of, quote, socialists that arrived demanding open borders. And again, we finally did get some shots up there showing the completely open highway for hours so that Obama could drive down. And again, even after he was gone, even after he had left and wasn't even in the city anymore, they still just kept it shut an hour later when I drove to work. I think they should permanently just close the road because he drove on it. I'm serious. Like they used to take the wives of Viking kings and their children and burn them on a ship with his body. Why not blow the whole earth up just to honor Obama? I'm serious. How about some child sacrifice, like line the road with aborted babies? I mean, that's what they're into anyways. I guess they already heat hospitals with dead babies' bodies, and Pepsi's baby flavored. Why not? See, the maximum satire I can come up with, they're involved in. And then they have Democratic Party websites make fun of me for saying Caligula married his horse, and the elites become corrupt and decadent, knowing how ignorant their audience is, preying on the pseudo-fake, bloated intellectuals who have 5 degrees and can't get jobs and are total failures and love it. Okay, let's go ahead and go to Joe Biggs. I'm in a crazed mood today, folks, because I'm just so sick of it all, trying to control myself here. Trying to have gallows humor here as we watch the country hung until dead by the neck, hung by the neck until dead, or flayed-allied, or drawn and quartered. I've had enough, I tell you. Just having Obama and the globalist here in the city celebrating their destruction of Texas and America makes me want to throw up. Joe Biggs reporting from Southern California. What do you got for us?
All right, I'm Joe Biggs here in Marietta, California, in front of the Border Patrol station, where just seconds ago, federal agents were flying overhead in a helicopter, just watching these peaceful protesters. You know, they're circling around trying to hassle us. Meanwhile, behind me over this way, Border Patrol agents have been coming up to everybody that steps outside of the free speech zones, and they kind of push them back in their place and make sure that they stay over there. You know, this is complete tyranny at its best right now. You know, they've given us a small area to stand in, and if you try to step outside of that, they threaten you to call the cops and all that. What I saw last night was very interesting, though. Pro-amnesty supporters calling themselves a Freedom Socialist Party, you know, supporting Obama's socialist agenda.
Let's talk about the socialist, Joe Biggs, that you got an interview with. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, they were all about leaving the borders completely open. When I asked the lady, should we have borders, she said no. It should just be one North American continent completely. We should just let everybody roam freely through and do whatever they want. And then I asked her, well,
sure,
should there
Joe,
be
we're
a
going to have to
natural-
abort this interview for a minute here because somebody's got a radio on or somebody's got another mic open there. And so